All right, it's a beautiful Sunday evening, day number 29 in the month of June 2025. Good evening and welcome to our report here on Metropolitan Television. Our brought to you by the Ghana Regional Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA, and our media partner on this journey of a lifetime is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired on the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Tonight, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port. Now, we are going to be getting interactive with you as usual. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538 037353. 0538 037353. When the time is right and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the show. Please stay with us.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP, available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Goil. Good energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Electricity, your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look small. Sell it. It doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water, without the price school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cost part for renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serene Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting here on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating great opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS. We connect. You thrive.
Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with a range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, so welcome back. We are now going to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week. And indeed, during the last week, the boards of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, as well as those of the Ghana Maritime Authority and the Metro Transit, were all inaugurated at the Ministry of Transport. We have that and more by way of local stories. Please enjoy.
The newly reconstituted board of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority-GPHA has been officially inaugurated with a directive from the Minister of Transport, Honorable Joseph Pukarinipe, to prioritize the reduction of the cost of doing business at Ghana's ports. At the inauguration ceremony held last week, Honorable Nipe emphasized the need for the board to work closely with the private sector to develop the catapult into a complementary petroleum product delivery hub. He also charged the board to enhance Ghana's transit trade by improving corridor security and eliminating barriers and harassment along trade routes. The minister further urged the board to address key challenges contributing to high port operational costs. This include taxes on transit cargo, high shipping line charges, demurrage fees, and overlapping roles of multiple state agencies at the ports. He stressed the need for the authority to remain competitive, particularly in the face of increasing competition from neighboring ports.
We believe that your coming into office will support the vision of the President in establishing Ghana as a transport hub in the West African sub-region. Our ports remains the main gateway to the sub-region, and it is our belief that your coming into office will help boost and grow the economy of our country.
The newly inaugurated GPHA board members are Mr. Johnson Esiedun Ketia, Brigadier General Paul Seidu Tanya Kulono, member, Mrs. Mabel Asi Sego, member, Mr. Tebon Zuma, member, Captain James Richmond Quayson, member, Professor Ransford Edward Van Jampo, member, Mr. Stephen Abbas Mezan, member, Mr. Adam Imoro Ayana, member, Mr. Ebenezer Perry Ellis, member, Honorable Dan Abdul Latif, MP, member. On behalf of the board, Chairman Mr. Johnson Esiedun Ketia expressed gratitude to President John Dramani Mahama for the trust reposed in them. He assured the Minister of their collective commitment to bringing their diverse expertise to bear in advancing the GPHA's mission.
I'd like to thank you very much, and through you to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic for choosing us to help govern the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our organization is particularly placed in a situation where we can help tap the potential of our sea, and so we will do everything in our power to ensure that the GPHA is given the best management so that we can get the best outcomes from our ports.
In a related development, the Minister for Transport also inaugurated a 13 new member board for the Ghana Maritime Authority, GMA, chaired by Madam Jemilat Jawula Mahama. The minister expressed government's expectation that the board will provide strategic oversight and guidance to the management of GMA, particularly in achieving its mandate of ensuring maritime safety, security, and environmental protection. He noted that President Mahama has full confidence in the competence and experience of the new members to contribute meaningfully to the sector's transformation agenda.
Government has put in place a robust governance framework to provide policy direction and to guide the maritime agencies under the ministry to function effectively and efficiently. It's also required that the governing board are re-engineered to ensure that policies and programs are aligned to the government's resetting agenda.
Board Chairperson, Madam Jamilat Jawula Mahama, speaking on behalf of her colleagues, thanked the President for the opportunity and pledged their unwavering commitment to the development of Ghana's maritime sector.
On behalf of my fellow board members, I wish to assure you that we will work with the ministry to shape and drive maritime policy in Ghana, consolidate ongoing efforts to improve maritime security, safety, and marine pollution, as well as continue the various initiatives designed to unleash the great potential of the maritime industry.
The GMA board members include Madam Jamilat Jawula Mahama, Chairperson, Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, Captain Navy, retired member, Mr. Richard Fidiele, member, Brigadier General Paul Seidu Tanye Kulono, member, Dr. Eric Kobena, member, Madam Esther J.B. Donko, member, Rear Admiral Godwin Livinos Besson, member, Mr. Edward Eko Obain Kenzo, member, Dr. Patrick Essien, member, Professor Ransford Edward Van Jampo, member, Mr. Stephen T. Ajokache, member, Mr. Adam Imoro Ayana, member, Madam Catherine Della Divinu, member. Both boards are expected to play a vital role in repositioning Ghana's ports and maritime sector as efficient, competitive, and business-friendly gateways for trade and investment.
Over the course of the past week, Bernard Schulte Ship Management officially inaugurated its new Maritime Training Center in Ghana, a significant milestone in advancing maritime education and capacity building on the continent. The three-day event began with a Ghana Heritage Tour, offering global participants a cultural immersion at the Elmina and Cape Coast Castles in Kakum National Park. On day 2, coinciding with International Day of the Seafarer, a high-level conference was held at the Labadi Beach Hotel under the theme, Navigating the Future, Setting Sail Under Africa's Star. The event drew thought leaders, maritime professionals, and futurists from across the world, including seafarers and local stakeholders.
The Thomas theorem states that if men define situations as real, they are real in their consequences. And I think this is a good example. Because is there a seafarer shortage? I mean, I look around and I see hundreds of seafarers looking for berths. Or are we just using it to justify discrimination against certain seafarers and to justify automation?
Participants engaged in insightful panel sessions exploring Africa's potential to lead maritime innovation, sustainable talent development, and the value of cognitive diversity in driving progress. On the final day, the training center was officially commissioned with a symbolic ribbon cutting ceremony, a cadet parade, and a guided tour of the state-of-the-art facility located on the RNU campus.
Yes, currently has 700 cadets on board their ship from RMU. And they recruit 60 graduates every year. With the official commencement of this facility, it is expected that that number will begin to gradually increase.
His Excellency the President is very much dedicated to building the youth of this country. A lot of programs are being turned out that are meant to make the Ghanaian girl first and the Ghanaian boy global employees. And that is exactly what this represents.
Building something is maybe the easy part. We have to find the right trainers. I hope we have them. We have to attract the right caliber cadets. I'm sure we will. And then we have to provide jobs for them on board our vessels. We have to work with our customers to offer them meaningful opportunities. We would like to offer the Ghanaian and West African seafarers a career on our ships, a safe working environment, fair conditions. We want to support them with their career development. So this is the hard part.
The BSM Maritime Training Center will offer specialized courses for cadets, officers, and ratings, as well as hospitality crew heading for cruise ship careers. It represents a deepening of BSM's partnership with RMU, which began in 2012, and a firm commitment to nurturing Africa's maritime talent pool.
The Tema Customs Ladies Club, the female wing of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority in Tema, has held a mentorship session for female students of Ningo Senior High School in the Greater Accra region. The event, held under the theme, Preparing the Next Nation Builder, provided a platform for senior custom officials to engage with the students, offering mentorship and motivation aimed at empowering the next generation of female leaders. Students were encouraged to take their education seriously and reduce the time spent on social media, instead harnessing the power of the internet as a tool for academic advancement. President of the Tema Customs Ladies Club and Principal Revenue Officer Rachel Jacinta Pine inspired the girls to remain committed to their studies, urging them to rise above systematic barriers, social pressures, and self-doubt.
We will stand and walk beside you girls as you face social pressure, self-doubt, and systemic barriers, to remind you that success is not about perfection, but about perseverance, integrity, and vision. Do not, I repeat, do not allow your circumstances to define your potential. Let today be a turning point. Learn, ask questions, be bold, and most importantly, believe in yourself.
Senior Revenue Officer Mawushi Adote reaffirmed the club's dedication to serving as role models for young girls, noting that the initiative is part of efforts to inspire and shape the aspirations of the girl child towards a brighter future.
Express yourselves confidently and take purposeful steps forward. Seek out mentors as we are here. Ask insightful questions and learn from both your achievements and your setbacks.
Chief Revenue Officer and Systems Administrator at Tema Customs, Esther Amekuji, educated the students on the crucial role of customs in trade facilitation and national revenue mobilization in an effort to ignite their interest in pursuing careers in the field.
And we facilitate trade means that if somebody import their goods into the country or they are exporting, all these agencies must ensure that our operations are such that we make the clearance or the movement of those goods, whether duty is being paid or whatever, become easy and then not burdensome for them.
The outreach was crowned with a generous donation of assorted items including sanitary pads, wipes, milk drinks, cooking oil, tomato paste, rice, washing powder, stationery, and several cartons of frozen poultry and fish.
Those were happenings in shipping industry over the last week. We are now going for the word of phrase of the day. And remember, the word of phrase of the day segment has been fashioned to bring you up to speed with the terminologies and jargons we use in the shipping industry. And tonight we're taking a look at under keel clearance. Under keel clearance, UKC.
Under keel clearance, also known as UKC, is the minimum vertical distance between the deepest point of a ship's hull, or keel, and the seabed. Maintaining adequate UKC is essential for safe navigation, particularly in shallow or congested waters.
All right, straight on to the health and safety tip for the week, and tonight we're taking a look at signalists.
Signalists may be slingers or other persons responsible for giving directions to lifting appliance operators. They should be trained and certified in the art of signaling and directing crane movements by means of the signaling system in use in the port. Only one person should act as the signaler for each lifting appliance. The signaler should be clearly identifiable to the operator.
All right, so welcome back. We're zooming into our discussion proper tonight, and tonight we're taking a look at the readiness of our ports to roll out the 24-hour economy policy as introduced or announced by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Now, it's tight knowledge that we shall be going live as the entire country with the 24-hour policy initiative as announced by President John Dramani Mahama. That's on the 1st of July. And tonight we're taking a look at the preparedness or readiness of our ports, particularly the port of Tema, to begin this initiative. Now, the ports are starting points for this particular initiative. And so tonight we want to take a look at the readiness of the ports. We'll take a look at what we're supposed to be doing, as an authority to ensure that we have this thing done and done very well. The vision is to drive us work productivity, to increase trade flows and volumes, and indeed also generate employment through continuous operations, across various sectors and the priority areas. And we'll also be taking a look at operational preparedness of the ports. We take a look at, the preparedness of customs as well in terms of trade facilitation. We take a look at the adequacy of equipment and infrastructure in the ports, as well as stakeholder alignment, so to speak. Are they all on board? Are we operating on the same wavelength and all that? And so tonight, that's what we're going to be treating and discussing. And I'm proud to introduce to us tonight Madam Abna Sewa Opoku-Fosu, who is the Marketing and Public Affairs Manager of Tema. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome. Awesome.
Good evening.
Great, thank you. We also have in the studios from the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, indeed, Mr. Kujo Alepe Nyame. He is the Chief Revenue Officer in charge of outdoor. Initially, they used to call it CCOD. I don't know whether that's still the way you call it. Is that how you still call it at the moment?
They say it is Chief Revenue Officer Outdoor.
Outdoor, OD, okay, all right. Sure, welcome, sir.
Yeah, good evening to your cherished viewers.
Awesome. And to join us, or joining us via Zoom, is Nana Fredu Ajumayo, who is the Executive Secretary of the Committee of Freight Forward Associations, COFA for short. Good evening, Nana, if you can hear me.
Yes, good evening. I can hear you.
Awesome, great. Good to have you. So I'll begin with GPHA, Madam Abna Sewa Opoku-Fosu, and find out from you what your initial reaction was as a port authority when the announcement first came by His Excellency that the port will have to go live with the 24-hour cycle on from the 1st of July 2025.
Thank you. I should say that we received the news with in a mixture of excitement and urgency. In one breath, we were thrilled with that announcement, but our minds quickly raced to all the mapping out the challenges and all the gaps that must be filled in order for us to even be ready before the 1st July date.
Right.
And therefore, we quickly came up with a comprehensive roadmap, which started with the various stakeholder engagements.
Right.
Yes. So we received it with excitement.
All right. So let's also still deal with you or stay with you a while longer and find out how the stakeholder engagements have influenced operational decisions and the 24-hour rollout timeline.
Okay. Our stakeholders, I must say, had informally had the announcement, and the discussions with them also helped to shape our approach to rolling out this. Yeah. And in all the discussions that we had with the various stakeholders, we saw the preparedness of everyone. I mean, there was no meeting where any group of people said they were not ready. But of course, we all had peculiar issues relating to each segment of stakeholders that we discussed and what required that it should be escalated for national attention with it.
Right.
Key among those were the issue of banking hours, because with the 24 hours, it means that the banks must work extended hours.
Right.
And also the general security, not just in the port enclave, but you coming from your house at a certain time into the port, the goods leaving the port at a certain time later in the night, as well as from the corridors right up to the borders. Yes, so these were key issues that came up that we've escalated for it to be handled at the National Committee for the 24-hour economy, yes.
Okay. So all in all, we can say with your stakeholder engagements, the decision or the understanding is that they are aligned and they are fully prepared to join.
Everybody is ready.
Right.
Yes. From wherever everybody is, they are ready, and we are all hoping that together we can make it work. I think that was the general consensus among all. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Let me come to Mr. Alepe Kujo and find out from you. First of all, let's deal with the issue of round-the-clock clearance. You know, if Customs doesn't open their offices, there's no way we can have 24/7 services in the ports. Yes, because GPHA can do everything, but if you don't release, it doesn't work. So I just want to find out from you, first of all, what practical steps Customs is taking to ensure uninterrupted clearance operations, including nighttime inspections and approvals. I know that during some of the stakeholder meetings, one thing that the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is quite particular about has been the issue of joint inspections, because it's been identified as one of the key challenges that inhibits smooth, or quick clearance processes, because they do it individually. This one to come good, this one come good, this one. But if we have everybody doing it at the same time, then we can expect that yes, it will be quite expeditious. So tell us, what's your readiness level?
Thank you very much for the question. First of all, I would want to start by enumerating how clearance is done.
Right.
From the very beginning up to the very end.
Right.
Now, clearing actually begins when a declarant normally submits electronically his bill of entry together with his attached documents to the Customs Technical Bureau.
Yes.
So it is there that Customs actually makes sure that our basic core functions are actually performed.
Yes.
Where rules of origin, classification, and evaluation is done.
Rules of origin, classification,
and valuation is the technical bureau.
Yes.
So from there, we proceed to do verification and approval. Once that process is gone through, duties are paid.
Right.
Once duties are paid, then the declarant proceeds to the outdoor for the next phase of clearing to begin.
Right.
Or to continue. It is at the outdoor that we are able to examine the consignment and subsequently release the consignment to the importer. Now, I must say that MPS is, for some time now, engaged in the 24-hour economy already.
Right.
So the process of clearance 24/7 has already begun at MPS.
Right.
Now, the game changer now here is the roll-up of the other terminals.
Right.
Notably, Golden Jubilee Terminal.
Yes.
Terminal 2.
Yes.
REFA, Transit, and others that will be rolled on later.
Right.
As the policy was announced, I know the vision that His Excellency the President had, even though we are going to begin with import clearance, there is also the provision to ensure that the aspect of exports is also brought into the limelight.
Absolutely,
actually.
yes.
So we as Customs are poised. We have the staff, from the level of supervision, examination officers, and then the likes of our preventive staff, also ready on the ground to ensure that this process takes off successfully.
Yeah, that's
now,
when
the
we,
issue,
okay, sure.
Yeah, now the
Please.
issue you just raised about joint examination.
Yes.
I think those issues from the past have been there. And I think largely we've made the necessary effort to address them.
Yes.
So with the night clearance, I don't think that is going to be an issue. When this whole 24-hour economy was announced, we met with the stakeholders.
Yes.
And we have all come to a unanimous decision to ensure that nothing is done to hamper clearance, particularly in the evening. And you know the 24-hour economy as it is now, it is just a replicate of what normally happens in the daytime.
Yes.
So it is not our attempt to dilute it in any way so as to hamper the clearance process.
Right.
So the issue of people examining or consignments on differently, I don't think that will arise at all.
Okay.
But that, I think, largely everybody is committed to it. The monitoring teams, the national security, the BNIs, and all others are on board.
Right.
In fact, we started a trial program.
Yes.
That is the pilot program.
Yes.
We started it on Wednesday,
yes,
Thursday, Friday, and even yesterday.
Yes.
And I must say that we have identified certain bottlenecks and we have addressed them accordingly.
Okay.
So we are poised and very ready for the takeoff of the 24-hour economy.
Right. I would have gone straight to Nana Freddy, but let me come to Madam. He just mentioned the fact that they piloted the 24-hour economy at the ports, and I know GPHA played a very key role. Can you tell us your side? What transpired from Wednesday, that's 25th, through 26th, 27th?
Okay. So through the engagements that we had, we reached out to the sector commander, Madam Portaki, that we wanted to begin and make sure that we identify the loopholes and try to work on them before the first.
Sure.
And I must say that Mr. Nyame had been very instrumental, because even when we're doing the terminal illumination inspections, he was there with us as Golden Jubilee. And therefore, getting the stakeholders on each terminal, informing them that we are ready. We reached out those who were ready to also come along the trial period with us.
I think they are showing some visuals of
Yes.
the night operations.
So those who were ready also came along. In fact, we were surprised because we looked at the short period of time, but we did get importers who were ready to come along with us on the trial, and it worked out very well, very well. And through that also, we saw some of the challenges that are bound to happen, and we are working on them. So come first, I don't think there would be any much challenge. Like he said, we had already been working 24 hours. Even at the delivery terminals, we're closing at 10 p.m.
Right.
So GPHA does the 3-shift system already. So it was just the active deliveries after 10 p.m. that now we are rolling on for us to have the complete line of the 24 hours.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So let me go to another figure, and take his take on the private sector readiness, whether the freight forwarders, customs house agents, haulage operators, and consolidators are ready to fully operate under the 24-hour regime. Nana? Hello, Nana Fredua.
Hear me?
Yes.
Can someone hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, good evening once again.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity, even though I'm out of the jurisdiction.
Yes.
First of all, KOFA want to applaud His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, particularly for this singular initiative, and even more for his unwavering commitment to actually roll out Ghana's first 24-hour economic policy, especially from the 1st of July, like we have been made to understand. I mean, as crucial intermediaries in the shipping and port clearance processes, freight forwarders coordinate the movement of goods, manage all the logistics and paperwork involved in getting goods to move from point A to B. But indeed, our performance to a large extent hinges on the effectiveness on the processes, procedures, and the efficiency of the port operating systems. In fact, they are inextricably linked. We are not only fully ready to operate under this transformative 24-hour regime, but are actually contributing knowledge gained from, the MPS program that we've been doing since its inception, and actually contributing our experiences, for this flagship port-wide or nationwide program to become more robust than what we have at the MPS Terminal 2.
Right.
But as service providers, we are poised to roll out. And I want to say that the Council of Freight Forwarder Associations is, at this point, pledging this commitment to ensure that this audacious program succeeds, considering the pivotal role of freight forwarders in the port ecosystem. So for now, this is what I want to tell you about our readiness.
All right, so I just want to find out from you, there'll be demands in terms of human capital. Now, how prepared are you, as it were, to be able to meet this demand in terms of late-night operations, particularly for issues of documentation, dispatch, as well as clearance activities?
Okay, so let me say that freight forwarders, which are the human resource referred to, already have had the experience, like my chief collector outdoor, already said, we have a lot of experience, and we have the luxury of scheduling our work 24 hours thanks to the MPS Terminal 2 operations. Even though I have to say that it's not all the sectors or sections of the port operate 24/7. Therefore, the Terminal 2 will serve as the pilot project, and that's the basis for the whole of the port to work around the clock. In fact, we are very much ready. Issues like shift demands, late-night documentation, dispatches, clearance activities are all not new to us. As professionals, we are really poised for the takeoff tomorrow. No, sorry, on the 1st, which is on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We expect shippers, on the other hand, an international trading community to respond to this new initiative through increased patronage because of the inherent flexibilities and the increased throughput that this new system promises, especially when all the other operators are on board.
Right. Thank you very much indeed. And please don't go. We are still with you, and please don't leave us. Would come to you again. But in terms of the engagements that you had with the Ghana ports and other stakeholders, how did it pan out for you as a team?
Well, I must say, there's a lot of goodwill because we have been doing this business for a while. In terms of a 24-hour system, albeit a pilot. I'll call it a pilot because it's only restricted to the MPS Terminal 2. Terminal 2. We've gained a lot of experience, like I've said earlier. And so, for us, it's going to be even a lot more easier because we'll have the other stakeholders or port operators who hitherto were not part of it. So, even though the Terminal 2 was operating 24/7, we have to do the other processes, ancillary processes, during the daytime so that we can come to MPS where we have the luxury of scheduling, clearance, and inspections during the evening.
Right.
So for us, even a much better time to be in this industry.
Right.
We are really well poised.
Still stay with us, Nana. We aren't done with you yet. Let me come to Madam Abena Sewa Pokufosu once again and find out from you one thing that is quite key to the success of this 24-hour cycle in the port is logistics, equipment. How prepared is our ports?
Okay, thank you. But before I answer the question, I don't know, Mr. Fredia is still referring to MPS is now Terminal 3.
Yes.
Yes, so I want that correction to be made. They've moved out of Terminal 2 to Terminal 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We started the logistics improvement in May.
Right.
When we acquired the trucks to help us to improve the turnaround times of the transfers, and it has tremendously improved. I'm sure our stakeholders, the agents, can bear as witness. And we are also hoping to add the remaining 15 to it.
Right.
And then we have now gone with the PPP agreement where we are leasing and renting equipment.
Right.
You know, in previous times we were buying. And the process of even acquiring a risk stacker could take months.
Absolutely.
But now we are leasing from very credible people.
Right.
And by the end of the third quarter, we would have 41 risk stackers and about 30 or 20 teletracks to augment what we have already.
Wow.
The goal is that every terminal should have its dedicated equipment.
Wow.
And then we'll have a buffer for shortfall. And once we are also going to Unity Terminal, which I'll come to later, we cannot be transferring equipment between terminals. Yes. So for us, the equipment acquisition or leasing is key, and that has already been worked out.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Awesome. I see. In terms of space, can we say what the situation is like?
Space, yes.
Space management.
If you, between January and May this year, if you do the statistics, between the same period for last year, for cargo volumes, we have jumped from 9 million to 11.3, which is about 26%, and that is unprecedented.
Wow.
And if you come to the container, we have also seen a 26% increase from 612,000 TEUs in 2020 for the same January to May period to 777,000 TEUs. So it tells you that the volumes coming in are huge, and therefore we need to manage the space that we have.
Right.
And that is the main reason why we have started moving UCL, that is containers that have dwelled in the port for more than 60 days. We currently have over 2,000, and we are moving them to the Unity Terminal.
Right.
Yes, so that we can have space for the volumes that are coming in. We are also considering Mali and Niger transit to be handled from Unity Terminal. It's a vast facility with everything that is required for a terminal to operate. And then we are considering also the management or the delivery of the containerized vehicles and spares, also at the Unity Terminal. And if we are able to do that, then we'll have more space here within the actual port enclave to handle the volumes that are coming in.
Right.
Now, if you come also into the port, you realize that you see this huge yellow and black, I don't want to say edifices, but yellow and black OOGs or out of gauge units. They are excavators, earth moving equipment, all of them. We have thousands of them in the port. And we have reorganized them in 8 different areas. Even some areas are not our own spaces. We are going to rent to take those ones there so that we can have space within the port. And I would want to take this opportunity to also appeal for anybody that has cargo in the port, that more are coming in. Take advantage of the 24-hour economy and clear, so that you don't get to pay the demurrage, the storage, and then we all get to work, with some kind of efficiency, because it's impact moving the containers, what we call lift on, lift off. I mean, that movement, we call it unproductive movement, because as we are trying to compress, we are spending time and equipment, resources to do all of that. So it is a very passionate appeal.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, so I'll come back to you where we'll talk about IT solutions and all that. But Nana, Fred, my writer, is pleading with us that we give him time because where he is, I guess he's in the UK. He said it's raining, and because it's online, he wants us to deal with him so that he would go, and then we can come in studio. So, Mr. Jami, please bear with us. Let's deal with him first. Yes, Nana, so if you can hear me, let's talk about trucking and the evacuation bottlenecks and the current logistical challenges with night-time cargo movements as limited truck availability, driver safety, and all that. What solutions do freight forwarders propose to get this thing done so we can have a smooth implementation, so to speak?
Thank you once again, Mr. Mona. I think the problem of lighting is the first that comes to mind. And that is not just limited to the port area. It's generally an issue with lightning in Ghana, especially on our roads. it's a big challenge, especially once we move out of the port area, especially thanks to Abuna for its correction, from moving from Terminal 3, the whole place is dark.
Yes.
It's quite, it's dimly lit, if I can be more diplomatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But lighting is one of the biggest problems. We anticipate that the ECG charge they take from us, from all of us, for street lighting, it's about time we call them or whoever is responsible to improve the lighting in and around the port area.
Mm.
Because a 24-hour project means at night time we'll be operating.
Yeah.
So lighting is one of the first things that come to mind. When it comes to the internal, one of the issues that we often battle with is tagging, container tagging.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you are in the middle of your clearing, you've gone to pay, done everything, you are at the port, as in Terminal 3.
Yes.
And you are doing your clearing and you realize that your container has been tagged. Unfortunately, even though it's tagged and you are willing to go and find out what's the reason why it's tagged, because it's a risk issue. It's a risk management issue. You often find out that the scheduled officers or whoever did the tagging is not even at work.
Mm.
So even though you're willing to get it settled and then you move on with the rest of the clearing processes, you might not find the requisite officers to deal with. It is a considered view that if there is any tagging to be done after all, because it's a risk thing, after you've done the payment and you've actually gone ahead to schedule to work at night, this tagging thing should come online so that, the agency or the free forwarder will know that the container has been tagged.
Mm.
So that we can resolve it even before the clearing processes or even before the night operations start.
Right.
Otherwise, it becomes very disruptive. These leads to congestion because halfway when you are tagged, you cannot leave the terminal.
Yeah.
You have to park until that issue is resolved. And this goes against the grain of trade facilitation and is a cause of significant cost to shippers and forwarders alike. Because CHAs have to pay our people to stay over till morning because you can't leave a container that's been examined halfway and then there's a tagging. So sometimes this tagging costs for it, entire stripping of the container and things like that. So we would often plead with the scheduled officers. Sometimes it comes from all the operators, not just customs, that these scheduled officers who tag these containers should be made visible to the freight forwarder even before they go into the port to do the actual, fiscal examinations and things like that. Sometimes we have, even green containers, green channel containers tagged.
Right.
And you wouldn't know till you're actually on the ground and you start working. So we'll plead that schedule officers, if we are supposed to do an effective 24-hour or round-the-clock working, there should be resolution to this. If an officer tags, it should pass on to whoever will be there for the night schedule so that we can have resolution. Otherwise, we will not get far with this tagging because once you are tagged, you can't do anything until that is resolved.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, mostly there are system downtimes sometimes. That is usual. And at night, when there are system challenges, you also don't find some of the officers that really readily can help you resolve them.
Right.
We have also random scanner breakdowns, etc. These are things that we can resolve because either to 24-hour clearing has just been exclusive to Terminal 3. And so now that we are, moving it from a pilot to a nationwide or a port-wide activity, including Takoradi, I'd want to believe these are issues that the respective, organizations or port operators will pay close attention to so that, we wouldn't have any of these things impeding the free flow of cargo, and then the enhanced trade facilitation.
Now you mentioned downtimes sometimes, and I just want to find out from you whether there have been engagements with service providers like ICOMS, and shipping lines to ensure uninterrupted digital access to manifestos, invoices, and billing systems at night.
Sure, we have been engaging with ICOMS, the system providers, currently. And they have been quite cooperative, I must say. They've actually now set up a dedicated platform for the leadership. The technical people who are behind ICOMS and the leadership of the various associations. And so when they want to do some changes or there will be upgrades and things like that, we are, well informed ahead of time. So if there will be such a situation, you can either reschedule your clearing or, do as they direct us. But we also know that they are doing some expansionary, programs, and that very soon we'll have a more buoyant system. A more robust system. Especially with the advent of a 24-hour port-wide system. We engage them, especially ICOM, since they are the sole provider. We are hoping that by this time they've done some of the things they told them. They are bringing on a very huge data center, which is an improvement of what we've had since their inception. So we want to believe that, as much as we freight forwarders are poised, they are also doing likewise and are ready to, roll out effectively Tuesday.
Right. Okay, so my last one to you before you take leave of us is policy alignment and support needs. And what specific support you require, whether it's in terms of policy, infrastructure, financial, for the freight forwarding community, what do you expect from GPHA and government to make this 24-hour port, thing work effectively for you?
I think if it comes to alignment or, and support needs, our biggest hope is that the GPHA, who is our landlord, would fast track the upgrades that they are doing in terms of online invoicing and payment systems, so that these things that we used to do during the day, we can do it online, like as it pertains with FPS Terminal 3 systems. We might just know that, thankfully, they must not reinvent the wheel, but replicate and even improve upon what pertains at the Terminal 3. So, we are in a good place, and I know the Brigadier General is really, really a man of his words. Considering a lot of things that we have seen there, we want to believe we'll get those things. Those are the few things I can think of. When you get those things upbeat, we are good. Because with Terminal 3 MPS, you can pay by USSD, you can pay by Momo, you can pay online, you can do, all the various payment processes are available. So, you don't have to go to a physical office or any of those things. That is what works well. Aside that, we know that they will have people at the revenue office running, shifts. We also want to have the flexibility of using online payments, because some of our clients do the payments themselves, and then they want to do it from the comfort of their homes. This is what we plead or we pray of the GPHA, so that we can have a seamless system. Another is the evacuation, which the Brigadier General has solved to a very large extent, and we salute him for that.
Right.
They are doing well. They are doing well, and we want to encourage them. So that we've seen the frantic efforts that have been made to upgrade their online services, and then we pray that I want to believe. I've been away for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
I want to believe that we are almost there, or we are ready. I'm told we've got some testing done.
Yes.
So I'm not privy to those, but I want to believe that we are ready. We are well ready to deliver.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nana. We're grateful to you. Nana Fred Freata is the Executive Secretary of the Committee of Freight Forwarders Associations. He's in faraway UK, mourning his father who passed on. Once again, our deepest condolences to you, Nana, and we're grateful to you. When you come, I'm sure we'll meet face to face and then see how you're going to assist the system to work pretty more effectively. Now, let me come into the studios once again and straight to Mr. Nyame, who is the Customs Chief Revenue Officer, Customs Division in charge of outdoor at the port of Tema. And I just want to find out from you, in terms of the human resource base, human capital, are you ready to deploy the necessary men to be able to facilitate this 24/7 operations in the ports, so we can avoid issues of fatigue, errors, and indeed, others that accompany, overstretching someone?
Yeah, very well. as I've already indicated in my intro,
yes,
we have the men. And the thing is that,
is it true that you are deploying some 2,000 men to the port?
2,000? I'm not too sure about those figures.
Okay.
I don't know where you heard it from.
All right.
Yeah, but like I said, MPS, we've been operating MPS already. So we are modeling the other terminals on MPS.
Right.
So we are very much aware of the numbers that we need adequately.
Right. You've done an audit of the requirements you need?
We need.
Okay.
So we have actually made requests. But so far, even those on the ground, we have been able to now put them into a 3-shift 8 system.
Right.
8 hours 3-shift system. We have the
Right.
morning, the day, the night, and then the rest.
Right.
The rest, the standby.
Okay.
So in terms of personnel, I think we are on course. And as we go on with the program, as and when more men are required, we will request for them. And I don't think we have a problem with the men at all.
Now, let's come to ICOMS. You are the operators, they are the technical supporters, you operate it, you use it for your duties. I want to find out whether it is fully configured to accommodate this new change, and whether what will happen in case, there are system outages and all that. Is that not going to stall the process, or you are fully ready to be able to handle?
Well, ICOMS
smoothly
already has been operating seamlessly, except for the downtimes that comes with it. So when those downtime comes, there are issues, strategies we use to manage them.
Right.
And we do that using the risk management system based on the risk levels of the various consignments.
So you're talking about the green, gold, red?
Yes, we're talking about the green, yellow, and red.
Yes.
Yeah, especially in Golden Jubilee, most of the consignments we receive there are red containers.
Right.
So those consignments must necessarily be physically examined.
Okay.
So during downtimes, when we don't want to stall the system, once 100% examination is done and there are no infractions, we do the manual system to make sure the system, the process, the clearing system goes on.
Yes.
And then once it is out and the system is restored, then the declarant comes back for us to now perfect the system.
Okay.
Yeah. That becomes very difficult when the system shuts down completely. There are times when the system works partially. That enables us to do the manual deliveries.
Right.
Yeah. So that is what we do. Actually, try just to manage the system.
Right.
That's what we do.
All right. In terms of the preparedness of allied agencies like the Food and Drugs Authority, Ghana Standards Authority, and all that, are they willing? Have you had, you've held engagements with most of them. Are they prepared to?
They are very much prepared. Actually, we asked them for their roadmap. They presented them to us, and they are very, very ready. As the WCOC framework of standards, Pillar 3, requires that customs to governments and other allied agencies, there's that cooperation between us so as not to stall the clearing process, so as to facilitate and having mutual understanding of our various operations in the interest of achieving the goal of trade facilitation.
Yes.
So, though in that particular aspect as well, I don't think we have issues.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Let me come to Madam Sewa before we go for break. In terms of IT solutions from the GPHA side, can you bring us up to speed, please?
Okay. If you had planned on me, you would have seen that I was grinning when Nana Fredua was talking about the passion of our Director General to see that we get a robust IT payment system. Yes. So even though we have had the payments on our website, we have our USSD platform as well, which is the *725 *444 hash.
Right. The number again?
*725 *4444 hash. That's the USSD payment.
Right.
But there were issues with people not being able to access the invoices and all. And then the brigadier taxed our IT people. I mean, it was like he needed it done now, that moment. And really, we have made progress. They've now come up with the agent portal. They have also rolled on the GPHA mobile hub app,
yes.
which is available on iOS and also on Google Play Store.
Okay.
And they have piloted it with a couple of the freight forwarders.
Right.
They have taken them through, and they have given us their feedback.
Right.
And so we are going to do a 3-day intensive training for all the agents. I mean, it will be like we did when we did paper, so that we take them through, and at the end of it, we expect that they will be able to pay their money seamlessly. But the ultimate is the GPHA payment gateway, which IT has been tasked to get it done, I think, by end of August or so.
Right.
And this one goes further. It gives even the importer the accessibility to even see the invoice page to ensure that, you know, it is what was given to that person. And then it also gives the person who doing the payment the ability to schedule, which has been one of the issues that they've raised over the years. That why do I pay in the convenience of my home or wherever, but I have to come to the terminal to schedule? But this one will let you schedule from wherever you are. So you decide when you want to work, whether you work in the morning, afternoon, or evening, that is up to you. So ultimately, there's great progress that has been made. And when that one is fully rolled on, you have several banks that you can use. So it's not the current one where you only have the ADB or EcoBank, but that one you can pay with any other bank at all.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So this is our report here on Metropolitan Television, and tonight we are taking a look at the preparedness or readiness of our ports to implement the 24-hour economic 24-hour cycle in the port. Remember, I said in my intro that the ports are a starting point, you know, for this particular initiative. And you've heard Madam Abna Sewa Opoku-Fosu, who is the Marketing and Public Affairs Manager, Port of Tema. You've also heard Mr. Kujo Alepe Nyame, who is the Chief Revenue Officer in charge of Outdoor Golden Jubilee Terminal, that's in Port of Tema. And indeed, he just left us, Nana Fredua Ajiman-Friata, Executive Secretary of the Committee of Freight Forward Associations, KOFA. They are the three people we are having a discussion with. Nana has left us already, and so I have Madam Sewa in the studio, and indeed Mr. Anyami also in the studios. We'll go for a quick break. When we come, we'll continue the discussion, and then we can also activate the phone lines for you to call in. I've seen your messages coming in fast and thick, and we'll be sharing them with the rest of the world when we can. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP, available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefi. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Yeah, our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water, or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serene. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. reliability. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serene Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302-246319 or 0302-246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chat bot. FIBA is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, welcome back. So this is our report once again, and tonight we are taking a look at the preparedness or readiness of our ports to roll out the 24-hour policy. And remember, it's starting on the 1st of July 2025, and the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the Tema Port in particular has done a pilot, and it's proven so successful. If you take a look, if you listened to what Madam Sewa Abna Opoku and Minister Nyame have said, together with Nana Freddy, my friend, who's on Zoom, but he's left us. And so we are going into the next phase of the discussion. But I've been told that during the night operations, that was a pilot, stage, there were some of the terminal managers, the Rifa terminal manager and then the Golden Jubilee terminal manager. They spoke to the Iron Port team. Let's take a look at what they said on the field on the night of the operations.
We started the pilots basically to see how we can sharpen the edges before we commence actually on the 1st. And I can tell you, it's not only Golden Jubilee, GPHA as a whole is fully ready. Rifa terminal is ready. Transit terminal is ready. Terminal 2 is ready. In terms of enhancement of the lighting system, we have acquired mobile lights that will enhance the illumination in the terminal, which will help us to make sure that every activity that is being done is well monitored. So in a whole, we are fully ready to commence the 24 work cycle on the 1st of July.
We are very much ready for the operations. The staff are well trained and prepared. Everything is just set for the operations, and so we are ready. You know, before the 24-hour, we were doing up to 10 p.m. It's just that we have added a set of team to go into the night, and so it's quite normal. You know, we are just continuing up to the following morning. It's just become a 24-hour cycle, and so we have the staff experience and knowledgeable to do the task.
All right, so you heard some of the terminal managers, the GJT, that's Golden Jubilee Terminal Manager, and indeed the Reefer Terminal Manager. They are ready and poised for action. And so it tells you that GPHA is fully ready. Let me come to Madam Abena Sewa Pokufosu once again. But before then, I've been told that the phone lines have been activated. You can call in. The number to dial will show right here on the screen, 0245834980, 0245834980. You can call in and contribute to the discussion. Madam, let's take a look at terminal lighting, sanitation, and customer facilities, within GPHA, the terminals. And Nana Fredria, during one of his submissions, made mention of the lighting, situation. Can you bring us up to speed with what you have done in preparedness and readiness for the kickoff?
Even the Golden Jubilee Terminal Manager just mentioned it.
Yes.
And then in my intro, I also did commend Mr. Nyame that when we did the illumination audit, he was with us.
Right.
Because that was one of the key issues that was raised by the freight forwarder fraternity during our stakeholder engagements with them. And of course, divining in the night requires a certain level of illumination.
Right.
So if we are going to do the permanent fixtures or increase the tower lights, that's going to take an average of 28 to 35 days for even the concrete whatever amount to be even cured before you put in the post. Right. So we have gone to procure the mobile tower light that we are using currently whilst we work on the permanent fixtures. We've also procured some handheld and then head-mounted lamps for the gang who will be working in the container so that they can see very well. And then we have we deployed mobile washrooms because we need to increase the number of washrooms across the terminal. So that's what we're doing, which will be manned by private persons who are expected to clean every now and again.
Yes.
And then the cleaning, as we have been doing already, the degreasing and the washing, especially even at the key side, when one vessel works wheat or one vessel works cement, another is coming in to do food products, we need to clear. That one we are on standby to do it as frequently as is required.
Right.
And the other issue raised was the comfort of the customers on the terminal, especially in the night.
Right.
Some areas do have, but they are not enough. So we are refurbishing, we are expanding, especially at Golden Jubilee, so that when you are there, whilst you are waiting for your documentation or even for the examination to be done, you can sit somewhere and relax to do that. So that one is being worked on urgently.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm told we have, is it Kofi from Kolebu? Yes. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, boss.
Yes, please go ahead.
Please, my issue with the 24-hour economy is there.
Your issue is?
With the 24, I'm sure the port is trying to work 24 hours, right?
If you can come again, I think your voice is quite low.
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Hello, Kofi.
Yes, can you hear me?
I think the voice is quite faint. We can't hear. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so Kofi, please go ahead. Let's see whether it's okay now.
Okay. I mean, my issue is with the 24-hour economy. I think you people, we thought it would be a 133, right?
You thought it would be 133?
Yeah. That's one job, 3 shifts.
One job, 3 shifts. Okay. All right.
So, can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead. Okay, I think he's gone off, but I think his was Madam, if you can, yes.
I think he was saying that he thought it's going to be one job, 3 people for one job. But for us as GPHA, we started doing a 3-shift system in 2021.
Yes.
And therefore, we're already doing a 3-shift system.
Right.
However, at the delivery end of it, they were closing at 10 p.m.
Right.
So now what we are going to do is that we're going to augment the staff to take care of the after hours. That is from 10 p.m. to the next morning. So we already have a 3-shift system in place, just that we are going to have to add up to the numbers.
Right.
And we have done the discussion with the dock labor companies. And the key thing that came out of the discussion, because for some time in the port in certain areas, they have shortage of labor, and then during certain seasons as well.
Right.
But the issue that came up in our interaction is remuneration. And we have done a tremendous, I should applaud the DG and the DP. What we have done now is to ensure that they have paid days off to rest.
Right.
Because you have somebody coming to work at a particular place, maybe at the ship side for 12 hours. They complete their target, then he goes to maybe Golden Jubilee to go and work another 8 hours. It affects their health. It also affects productivity because you're already tired, but you just want to go and join another gang to continue work. So now you're going to get 2 days off during the week to rest, for which we will pay you.
Right.
And that also means that if you're willing to work and to work well, that's a job for you to do.
Absolutely.
Only that you get people that they're interested only in the clerical side.
Right.
But we are a port, and the cargo or the gang side is more.
Right.
Yes, so if you are very strong, if you are willing to work, of course there is work there.
For you.
Yes.
I understand we have James from Tema. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Please shoot.
Okay. Please, I'm Jim calling from Tema. My problem is the Terminal 3 MPS.
Yes.
According to we, the drivers, I'm a truck driver from Tema. According to we, the drivers, the Terminal 3 are having only 2 toilets over there. One at the port side. That one is for those offloading the vessels, and the main toilet is at the examination where they are doing the intrusive examination.
Right.
So I'm asking, if you are a driver and you are going to load and the machine has not reached your turn and you want to use the washroom, there's no way you can use the washroom. And if you get down to, they said they are banning you for maybe 2 weeks for you getting down. But there's no toilet for you over the place of convenience. We, the drivers, are suffering over there. So please, that is my issue. And 2, where they are picking the containers, maybe the machine is picking from 4 high, and you, the driver, you have to be there for machine to put the container on your truck.
Right.
Anything can happen. The machine can leave the container, or it's a system. It's a machine. You don't know when problem might come. You, the driver, you are in your car. So my problem is that if you can speak to MPS, when it's your turn to load, the driver can get out from the cabin after they have finished loading. Then you just get into the truck, then move the truck. But you can't be in the truck while they have suspended the container on top whilst you are in the cabin. It's very dangerous. Sometimes, if you are there, our safety, we are in a panic whilst we are going to load. And 3, the scan that we are passing through is an X-ray. It's an X-ray. It's affecting us.
Right.
At least it's affecting us. If a pregnant woman is going for an X-ray, they have to use cream so that the machine will not affect. But we, the drivers, we are passing through that X-ray without any protection.
Point
so
well
that's
made.
my
Thank you very
concern.
much. Point well made. Madam Wood will respond to you, and then we go ahead. Madam.
I think for the Terminal 3, we would have to speak to them since they are a terminal within the port.
Yes.
So we'll take it up. I think all the 3 issues he raised has to do with Terminal 3.
Yes.
So we would escalate it to their management.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Okay, so some messages have come through. Let me take this one. It says, can the Customs Division of GRA man give us a firm assurance that they will work around the clock, ensuring that relevant and appropriate shareholders are readily available to work on tagged containers so that the 24-hour economy objectives are not defeated? This one is from Eric in Accra. I think you've given the assurance already, but Eric wants, assurance. If you can give it to him, we'll proceed.
He wants triple assurance.
Yes.
Yes, he can be assured.
Yes.
That issue, actually, when Mr. Fridua was talking, I wanted to make an intervention about how containers tagged delays the job.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, well, sometimes the traders themselves or the declarants themselves are to blame.
Right.
When containers are tagged, it is a risk management issue. And when they are tagged, and the only time we can verify and confirm our the reasons, to confirm the reasons why it was tagged, is when the containers are opened.
Right.
So when the containers are opened and there are no infractions after examination,
right,
we quickly release you to go. It is when there are infractions, that is when there are delays.
Yes.
So I can assure the one who asked the question that we don't have issues with the tagging is a risk management issue.
Right.
So they should just bear with us.
Awesome. All right. So let's go to Ejumako and welcome to the line. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please shoot.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mona.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, I think this 24 hours thing will work and must work well. I was there somewhere last week, Thursday, and fortunately for me, we got our car cleared around 2 a.m. Yes, 2 a.m. I think it's a plus, but I am observing a challenge that I really want either customs or GPHA to get it addressed.
Right.
This regime called warehousing, or they call it free zone. You know, usually they close at exactly 3 p.m. And then looking at the 24 hours that is about to commence, I don't know how best they can be talked to so that they also roll onto this particular policy. So as the customers will not be found wanting when they really want to access some of those facilities. Lastly, when you go to Golden Jubilee, this is an experience I had. You realize that there is a section under customs called chemists. And the number of people, the number of queue there waiting that they will be attended to. I usually ask myself, is only one person serving these whole people, or what is it?
Right.
So if customs can look at it and see if they can give them more than one office, and if possible, more than one attendant to be attending to our clients or the customers that will be coming to work, I believe it will go a long way.
Thank you very much indeed, Koji. Thank you. We're grateful. Thank you. All right, this one's from Solomon. He says, this is Solomon. I want to ask the GPHA manager, what are the measures to be done to handle the pressure at the transit terminal? Also, what are the measures being taken to mitigate the manual process at GPHA transit terminal? And lastly, the issue with unstuffing of containers at transit terminal, and with the reason and transit terminal, with the reason they had outstanding and couldn't be, they were outstanding and couldn't be cleared. Okay. And is GPHA commencing the 24-hour economy? What are the measures being put in place to schedule containers as we are currently processing scheduling manually? Is TBT also going to run the 24-hour clearance? But just a quick one, because we have barely 3 minutes.
Okay. Yes, TBT is going to do it.
Right.
And all the issues that he raised with transit, which why we said we are considering taking the Niger and Mali to Pong, because the transit volumes are coming in huge, and they need the space.
Absolutely.
That is why and then each day they are doing about 300, 350, and they need the space. That's why they always have the outstanding. They are block stacked, and once they finish clearing what is on the ground, then they position. And transit was the first group that started the piloting, because it tells you that they are eager to clear. So we just want to assure that once we roll on the 24 hours, you have the space to clear after 10. So the outstandings will be worked on.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Noah from East Legon says the system needs 1, perfect customer service by the regulators and shipping lines. 2, trust and loyalty to avoid revenue leakages. And 3, efficient land transportation systems for seamless delivery. I think I agree with you. Madam, if you'd add something. Or, yes, Mr. Nyame.
I want to talk about the suspense regimes.
Yes, please.
Yes, normally, the law as it stands now does not permit us to work within those hours. So going forward, I think we've discussed this extensively. So once commissioner is being brought to the attention of commissioner, so all we need is commissioner's orders to vary the law, so that we can operate within, we can operate within or outside of the hours that currently exist.
Okay. All right. So Ohima has sent us a thesis. Ohima in Tema. She says, "Good evening, Iron Port. Hooray! A 24-hour port. Hooray to 24-hour port clearance at GJTT to reefer and TBT. Ken, could you find out from Mr. Nyame whether CTSB, that's Customs Technical Services Bureau, is also going 247. If not, is Customs considering, and CTSB has to work 247 to commensurate the capacity, to commensurate the 24-hour, what the 24 hours is bringing. Ask Mr. Nyame whether there are any plans to decouple payment of duty from shipping lines release. And with this augmented 24-hour clearance, we must be committed to ensuring there is workflow along the chain to achieve trade facilitation. Greetings from Madam Abna, greetings to Madam Abna and Nana Fredria. And she says again, with the tagging, Mr. Fredria's, Nana Fredria's point was that officers tag consignments and go home to sleep for the work and wait for them the next day. Our point is that if you tag, you must be present to work on it or delegate someone to work on it for you. That's a lot of unwarranted delay and frustration with cost implications. Well, that's a long one, like I said, it's a thesis. But Madam, we'll close with you briefly. We need a second. You can tell us what's being done to address safety and efficiency concerns, as well as, just that, and then we'll wrap up. Yes.
I think that one key thing that our port is known for is security.
Yes.
Yeah, within the sub-region, our port is known as the safest.
Right.
But the concern that was raised during the discussion with stakeholders was the security outside of the port perimeter.
Yes.
If you are coming from your home
Yes.
late night, going, and then if you are taking cargo from the port to your home or any other place.
Yes.
But we have been assured by the various security agencies in the port that they have their strategies to work on this. And for those that are using the corridor, we also have very good relations with the Ghana police. So we are very certain that together everybody will come on board so we ensure complete security for this 24-hour chain. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much indeed. Madam Abina Sewa Koku-Fosu is the Marketing and Public Affairs Manager, Port of Tema. Yes. Our time is already up. Yes.
It's going 24.
It's going 24.
So that is that assurance.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Madam Abina Sewa Koku-Fosu is Marketing and Public Affairs Manager, Port of Tema. And Mr. Kujo Alepe Nyame is Chief Revenue Officer in charge of Outdoor Golden Jubilee Terminal, Port of Tema. And we spoke earlier to Nana Fredria Jumayo-Freata, who is the Executive Secretary of the Committee of the Association. So far, these are the three persons to be discussing on public tonight, and we've been taking a look at the readiness of Ghana's ports to roll out the 24-hour economic policy. Indeed, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the ports in Ghana are ready, as alluded by our guests tonight. We entreat you. There are some of your messages are still here. We will entreat you to watch the abridged version of our report on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. GTV, and then you'll be able to get your responses from there. Indeed, we thank our sponsors, Ghana Regional Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Our Port program. And indeed, we